Okay, so I've got this thing blocked out now, and now I just got to refine it. I'm going to try and do a relatively good job, but not to get too carried away. I'm just going to take this, and this is going to be our base piece here. So let's actually, you know what? I'm just going to take everything at once, and I'm going to freeze the transformations on it. Wipe that out. Make sure there's no history. Okay, great. I could probably. No, I'll keep that around. Actually, I'm going to put that onto a layer over here, and I'm going to make it reference so I can't select it very easily. Okay, so I'll just quickly rename that. Done. I always put the word layer at the end just so that I know what the hell that is. So when I go over here and if I did select it for whatever reason, I'll see the inputs reference layer. If I just had ref, sometimes I just find it confusing. So there we go. Okay, I'm just going to go down here to the base and start off with the simple ones, start off the easy ones, and kind of work your way into it. So this one, all we really need is, when I look at the reference image here, is a kind of a concrete block. So I'm just going to go in and here, let's isolate this. We're just going to put some bevels on it. That's really what it needs. So if I go in and I grab all the edges, I'm just going to deselect these ones here in the center. Okay, great. Got everything else selected, and I'll hit, I'll go up here to bevel. Remember, the hotkey is Control B. I tend to edit reset settings to go in here, and I always like 2 to start off with for my segments. Okay, and I've noticed that if I bring this down to about 0.2 here for the fraction, basically, backspace, that I get something that's a good starting point. Typically, I like something like this, and then I adjust it from there. Okay, so I'm going to close that. And I can go over to the object, go into the bevel options, and there's the fraction over there, although they didn't call it that in the options box. Okay, and it's giving me a nice little corner here as well. That's why I kind of deselected these edges up in here. If I do feel like I've got to make it a little bit bigger, because when I look at this, how do I feel about that? It's kind of nice and soft. I might decide that I can make the fraction maybe a little bit bigger. Okay, and I can go in and add another segment or 2. If I bring in just 1, I get a triangle. If I bring in 4, I get quads. Okay, and I get nice soft corners, and it doesn't look too bad. I almost want to change the bevel on the top and the bottom, but whatever, I'll leave it. Okay, so that's done. And my dogs are getting into it in the back. Okay, so let's take a look at this one now. So this piece, I'm just going to start working my way up this piece. Okay, if I look at the base, kind of got the same thing going on that we had on the other one. Let's see, what's the fastest way to do this? What if I grab all these edges here and I grow my selection, okay, and I'm just going to deselect these ones, just holding down Control and double clicking. Okay, almost there. Then what do we got? We got this base thing here. I'm just gonna get rid of those. Okay, and I'm gonna bevel that. Boop. And that gives me a tight little bevel. Okay, it looks like I missed something right in here. I don't like that cornering, so I'm just gonna undo this really quickly. Deselect. Okay, let's try it again. And there, it's holding the little corners really, really well. So let's deselect it and take a look. Okay, so now I got some sharper corners, and I think that matches up with the image, more or less. Where the hell are we over there? Again, I could soften those out if I wanted to. Then I'm gonna get down to here, and I'm gonna take that one. Let's see, when I'm looking at this, see, is there a fast way to select this? What if I grab that reference image and I'm just gonna pop this in here so I can kind of look at it. I've got another one over on my other monitor, but I'm trying to do this at the same time. And again, I've got dogs. Let's see. I'm just gonna do some kind of creative changes here. Take this and I'll bevel those. Okay, and again, I can kind of adjust the fraction. Remember that if you're making something cartoony, you might want kind of softer bevels, right? And if you want something more realistic, you might want harder bevels. It also looks really good if you start getting kind of a combination. All the bevels are not consistently the same. Okay, so also, like after I put the bevel in, I could potentially, cut that out. Could go in here to the slide edge tool, and let's see, if I take this one, let's try it again, edge, this one, if I middle click, I can move that bevel down a bit. Okay, I'm just middle clicking, going side to side. And then this one here, we can do one of two things. You can, if you hold down shift, you can move it out or in, and so you can do more adjustments to it. And if you went over here to edit mesh, there's a thing called the edit edge flow, and that's just going to average it out and blend it in a bit better. Okay. Same thing when I'm using, say, something like the insert edge loop tool. That's under mesh tools, insert edge loop tool. If I notice things are looking a little chunky in some spots, if I pop in a line, it puts it directly in the center, right? But if I put it in when I'm holding down shift, it auto edge flows. So it gives me a bit of a smoother result. And I can kind of keep things a bit more squarish as I'm working. I might even do something like if I take that edge there, I'm doing the shortcut to the edit edge flow. If you select an edge loop and then you go, you hold down shift and you right click, boop, and then you can hit G and kind of fix a bunch of them at once. Okay, and blend them in. This looks kind of straight, that's fine. Up here, let's see, this is going in, so we're around here someplace. This one here probably needs a bevel, right? And then I always have my insert edge loop button right here. And notice that when I do this and I hit it, it didn't really do much, so I might have to switch to, I can either scale it or I can get the other slide edge tool, which I have on my shelf sitting right there. Okay. I think somebody's gonna need a walk in a minute. Just trying to do some more detailing here, and I was going to work my way up. I've shown you most of the tools that I'm going to use as I go up. Maybe one other thing I'll do is if I take this edge here, I might notice that this is getting very long. If I was going to take this into ZBrush or some other package that needs more subdivisions, I might go in and start breaking this up so I got more squares. Okay, so more polygons, square polygonal faces. If I grab this one edge, I can right click, hold down control, right click, and go to edge ring and split, and it'll pop one right in the center. Okay, got that out, just got it out. If I go over here to the split, I can go into relative, switch to multi, and I can add divisions in here. Try to make it relatively squarish, so that if I was taking this into a program that was going to make subdivided geometry, it just makes it better for the program. So I'm just going to go and hit G on the same one here, go and switch it relative to multi, and I can increase this. If I was putting this into a game engine, this might start making it really heavy, right? But if I was going to do some more sculpting on it or something like that, this is more to your advantage. And actually go up to 25. Let's just do, say, 48. That might be a bit heavy. Keeping everything squarish. And again, the other thing I can do too is if I grab an edge, if I do that edit edge ring, or the if I've just done that control and insert edge loop, if I just hit G, it's going to pop them in. Sometimes I'll just kind of pop them in and let it break it up manually quite quickly like that. Okay, and anything else I want to do in here? I'm just going to go up and be correcting this one, and I'm going to stop this video right here. I'll pause it and I'll come back to it. Okay, so I've gone in and I've taken some time and I went through all these little nooks and crannies and added in little extra bevels and insert edge loops and things like that through this piece. I'm just going to delete the history, go in and give the history button. Remember the hotkey is Alt-Shift-D. And then I'm going to move up to some more elaborate pieces. Oh, actually, before I do that, one other thing I'm going to do. I'm going to go to Mesh Display. And just depends. I always go in here and hit Soften Edge, because I've been inserting edge loops. Sometimes I'll get like a weird little hard edge here and there that I don't like. Right, so there, I've just kind of gotten rid of all of them, so they're kind of blended the whole way up. I didn't go in and detail everything because it's just going to take me too long, and just for a demo. So as I get up here, this piece is let's see. Awesome. Suddenly my dogs are acting up again. Actually, I don't think I made this into an instance, did I? I don't think so. No, I did not. Okay, let's go and do some more of the simple pieces. Let's take this out right here. Okay, stop it. Pause. Okay. Of course. Remember that if you make this too thick or... Oh, God, just off the pause. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, if I made it too thick, remember that you can grab these faces. You could use the scale tool, but you can also use this tool called transform, right? And I can quickly make this maybe a bit thinner, so it's more like glass. And this one's a pretty simple piece. I probably want, if I smooth it, right, if I hit 3, it's going to lose its form. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one exactly yet, so I'm kind of going for a mid-poly type of look. So I'm just going to go and hit the bevel on that, and I'm going to increase the fraction. There we go. And so now if I did press 3, it's going to hold the shape a bit better. And maybe I can grab, say, this edge in the middle, edge ring, and split. Say 1. And I might quickly change from relative to multi. Let's see, what do I think looks good? 7, 8, 8 looks good. And I could also just go in here and hit G, G, G. Same thing. Exactly the same. So now they got 8 sections, and when I hit 3, it's going to smooth and maybe just kind of do a little bit of stress right around the edge up here, but that's about it. Okay, so that's done. Actually, just for the sake of visual representation, I'm just going to change this to a standard surface, and I'll put a transmission on it so that it looks transparent and I know it's glass. Okay, delete the history. Done. And I'm just going to save this. I did something bad. I just hit Control S. I shouldn't be doing that. Then let's just take this piece here, and yeah, you know what? I'm just going to pause while I do this because it's just me beveling. Okay, and I'm just going back to this piece right here. I'm just going to try and quickly clean this up a little bit. Make it look a little bit better. I think it's yeah, just tweaking. I'll probably end up deleting the other pieces, right? And actually, here's another little trick I like to do while I'm working. If this has got Lambert 1 on it, which it does, take Lambert 1, and I always go to the transparency, and I set a key. And I'll go ahead about 20 frames, and I'll drag the transparency up like this, and I'll set a key. And so now I've got a little slider where I can adjust the transparency. It's like a custom X-ray. And I prefer that because I find the X-ray makes everything X-ray, and I'm just not into that. And what do we got here? This one, boop. That looks a bit dark there, so that's throwing. Oh no, what that is there is another piece right in there, and that is transparent as well. Okay, let's just go and put wireframe and shade it on so I can see what the hell I'm looking at. Okay, there we go. And I'll just pretend that looks good right there. And again, this is just me just tweaking, so this is kind of boring. That's good up to there, and I'm not going to put in all those details. Great. This one, I put that line in the middle so it will work out. Let's go and make this solid. Let's isolate it. And I'll just do some quick bevels to this thing. So I just got to figure out where do I want the bevels to be. There. Probably around this thing. Just kind of calculating how the bevels are going to work out. If I put them through here, that might actually be kind of bad, so I'm going to put them across here. I'm going to try to avoid having them go down here because it'll take away that cylindrical look. And I think that should work, something like that, but they still got to trail off. So when I hit Control B, there, I kind of got it. I might have to go in here and take this edge and maybe use a little bit of slide edge. Just to bring that down a little bit. And I don't know, I could work that out a bit more, but whatever. And let's see, that one went all the way to the top, and I forgot when I beveled to get these ones up here, so I blew it. But I can fix these. So let's grab these faces up here. I'll just hit F. And I'm just going to fix this manually because I could undo it and whatever, but it's just to show you that you're not stuck with whatever the bevel gives you, and sometimes you'll have like selection issues, and yeah, that you can kind of go like this, and I fixed it. I've got quads at the very top. If I put an edge loop in right here, and then I were to do something like grab this edge, that one, and that one, and if I use a quick edit edge flow, it almost worked. Did a little bit of something funky right here. How about we take this and we convert it to vertices, and then I hit it with mesh, edit mesh, average vertices. You bastard. Okay, I think the edit edge flow is working better. So let's edit edge flow. And then these vertices here that are sticking out that look wrong, I'm going to hit those with average vertices. I can hit G a couple of times and there they smooth out, and I've kind of got that bevel look that I was going for. Let's see, this one here is kind of long. I might just go in and take that edge ring and split. I don't know how many I got to put in here, but I'll put in a few just because I got another plan coming up with this too. So let's see, that piece is kind of done. And what time are we at? 17 minutes. Okay, I'm just going to take this and I'm going to make a duplicate. I'll hold down J right there, and I'll do a Shift D and take all these parts. And actually, you know what? I forgot to put bevels in here. Damn it. I was thinking about some of these edges here could use bevels. I'm just going to pause, fix it. Okay, so I just fixed it and re-duplicated them. I'm just going to take them and go to Mesh, Combine. I'm just going to delete the history. And I should point out that, let's see, what the hell's that? God damn it. Gotta undo and fix something. I just noticed that my bevel's off right in here. I blew something. I thought I selected an edge and I didn't. How am I going to fix that fast? So it's these two right here. It's this thing. So it looks like I missed an edge loop, and so I got n-gons here. I'm just going to pause. Okay. Yeah, back. And I'll just take this piece and let's do this little routine again. Let's delete the history, make a duplicate, and hold down J. And do 120, 50. I'm just going to take these pieces, and I'm going to go to Mesh, and I'll hit Combine. I'm just going to take the vertices in this area here. I'm just going to grab everything and see if it works. If I just go and hit Merge, there's probably a very small threshold, 0.001. When I hit Merge, most of them are going to combine together. Now, these two bevels that I did didn't totally line up, so I've got to do a little bit of pretending. Maybe I'll just go in here and let's grab these. get rid of that rotate tool. I'm just going to see what happens if I go in here to merge. Actually, what if I just do these two? Are those two? I hit G. Got them. Got them. Okay, and remember, if you just have two vertices selected, it will only merge the two if they're within the threshold. Well, not even within the threshold. They just merge them. And these, the one in the very center was already merged because it was in line with the other one. So there we go. That piece, that weird little piece, is done. There's some kind of hard edges in them. I'm just going to go to Mesh Display. Typically, what I do is I always hit Set to Face first, and then I hit Soften Edge. So there you have it. And I missed a bevel. So I'm going to grab that, bevel it. And I think that should look entertaining. Hopefully we'll see. And I've got a couple of other pieces in here. So there's my good piece, and there's a couple other ones floating that I just left sitting there. Okay, great. Let's just do another quick save. So I've got most of those things done, and I'm going to stop right here, and I'll do another one.